Alright, welcome back to our class, Java SE class. This is where we have stopped. We stopped at here. Let's proceed. We haven't finished the validation of the last one. The last validation was that of combo duration. Okay, so it's going to be like same with this combo, only that the name of the combo, the variable name, I think this start with D, duration, and here you state duration, program duration. So I think the validation is done for all. At the end, you now write else. Anybody that who fails to concentrate, if you ask me a question, I will not answer you. Whatever you are doing is something you can recover yourself. But what I'm doing here, even though there is video, end of the what? End of the else block. Even though we are covering, sometimes someone needs to listen, really. So this is where you do your DB connection. This is where you establish DB connection, and this is where you insert what? Insertion of tuples. That is insertion of tuples into the DB, into the table. So we're done with the validation. Next is to establish DB connection. Actually, there's something we do. Instead of us to always establish connection whenever we need it, you can create a class that does the DB connection and then always extend it. Or you create a method that does the DB connection within a class and then always invoke it whenever you want to make use of it. Okay? So if you like, you can come up here or anywhere within the class. This is main method. I can write it anywhere. I can write before the private method of add item, and I can now write public void, say connect, if you like, connect to what? Connect to DB or establish connection. Anyone you feel it's okay. It's just a method name. Then end of the method. Here what I wanted to do is to establish connection, and to do that you call the try catch block. What is try catch block? These are blocks that deal with exceptions, right? Try catch block, they deal with exception. So you write your risky code within the try block, and you write the exception within what? The catch, and then you state the type of exception. So here the first thing you do is to introduce the string that does the connection. String like this, for example, your URL. If you state this, for example, this is a string that does the what? The connection. And then you state that you want to use Jdbc, and you are using Jdbc for MySQL, and you are using MySQL. If you are connecting to a given server, you state the IP address of the server here. And then this is the port number we are going to be using. If you check, this is the server we have. Alright, and this is our port number. Can you see 3306? Yeah, so that's the connection. Then here, name of the DB. So before we start doing anything, let us create a database name here. Let us create a database. We all know how to interact with DB, right? This is MySQL Workbench. So you now write what? Create what? Create database and database name. What is this? Student enrollment DB, for example, depending what you want. You know, we don't write something straight like this as a database name because of security, but as it is, we just learn it. Then this is the what? Let me use the other way of creating. Sorry, let me drop it. I want to make use of modeling. All right. So let me drop the database. It has created it, but I'm dropping it now. All right, it has dropped. Okay. So let me model. I think it will be easier. The modeling will be easier. I'm adding another model here. Then you double click this my DB, and then give it name. Student enrollment DB, for example. If you have any comment to write or something, we're going to use the collation is UTF-8. All right. Then after this, we then introduce the tables by double clicking this diagram. Then you click on this table icon, click out, double click it, and then we give it name. Let's say enrollment as a DB, as a table, right? Enrollment. What is the first thing here? We have name, right? But in here we need to have a UI, an ID. Okay, ID or enrollment ID. Okay, this ID is going to be primary key, auto incremental, zero field, and what? Auto incremental. And since it is zero field, we need to state number of fields here. Okay, the fields let's say is just 2. All right, number of let's say 3. I think it will be better. Okay, next is what? Name. I haven't written name first. Not null. Next is what? Address. This is easier if you know how to interact with it than writing the commands itself. Next, email address, right? You can just say email. Next, phone number. You can just say phone. Next, are you sure? I want it as it is here. Yes, program and program duration. Program duration. Next, what? We need date. Alright? You can say date captured. This should be what? Date and time, or timestamp, anyone. Let's go by date and time. It is also not null. All of them are not null, right? Then we done here. We done with this. You close it. This is our table. Is it? I'm trying to store the the model. Your own folder is Java for beginners, right? Is it? Is it Java for beginners? And Java is for beginners. This is your folder. So let's see student enrollment DB, but then model, right? This is the model, not the DB. Then we create the DB by doing software, forward engineering. You click on database and click on forward engineering and then click on next till the end. It has created. Now let's go back to database and then we try to view this database. Look at it. Student enrollment DB. Let me make it active and I want to see the tables. Alright? Okay, this is the table, only one, as we have done it right now. Let's see the content of the table. Alright, this is it. Is it? Now let's go back to our source code, Java source code. Here I need to enter the database name, and then all these are Unicode collections and all that. Then next is the user and then the password. Okay, the username you want to make use of and the password. All right, so let me say they are all local variables. Username, if you like capital or non-capital, anyone, and then the password. The username I want to connect for now is root, and the password I'm using at my local machine is this is the password I use. Okay, but you know, if I'm to host it, I'm not going to use this. This is just from my development machine. Then next is to introduce the driver that does the connection for us. The driver that does what? The connection. The driver manager. Introduce driver manager. Driver manager. The get connection. Sorry, please look at this before I get connection has how many? Look at this third one. There's the URL, the username, and what? How many parameters? 3 parameters. The URL is here, the username is there, and the password. So we're done. But there's something we forgot actually to discuss on, and is an integral part of this connection, which we call the connection string. Look at it. You have to introduce this before you start anything. Okay? This. You need to introduce it. This is what we call the connection what? The connection string. The reason why we need this is that we need something that will load the driver for us, and this is what load the driver, but this is for version MySQL version 5. Alright, for MySQL version 8, the one we are using, because we are using version 8, and as you can see from the workbench, for version 8 we use what we call, you see something .cj here, com.mysql.jdbc.cj, then what driver, cj.driver. This is the only difference between MySQL 8 and 5 connectivity. So this is done, but we need to test this whether it is correct or not. Right? If connection is done successfully, it will run these lines of code from here down to driver, and it will skip the catch, right? Is it? But if it is not, then it will actually state the error, right? So let's test it before we proceed. This is SQL exception. It should be actual exception, and the E captures the exception. Okay, so let me use J option pen here, because it's going to state for you show message dialog. It's going to state that there is problem, right? This is my own language. I said error in what? DB connection. Alright, then I will give space and I will concatenate this with the E. This E gives me the actual thing that is happening. It is the exception itself. Then the tag for the dialog box, DB connection error. The last is the type of Jdbc menu, sorry, J option pen you want to make use of. This is also an error message, right? So I think this seems to be done. Yes, it's urging us that we should add what? We should throw exception, or we should add try catch, or surround it with only the Jdbc. So let me throw exception, since I already have try catch, right? Let me throw exception here. Can you see it has thrown an exception? And this is a risky something, so you need to put it within try catch. So I think we're done. Now let's try this down there in our functionality. So here I say establishment of what connection. What I do here is to invoke this method. When I do this, I've already I've established connection, and I have to surround it with try catch or throw exception or something. You can just say throw E1, or leave it as it is, the stack trace. But let me remove this. Okay, so if I run, only if I supply all or everything that this gets executed, right? Because it is in the else block. So let me say this is the name, an address. Let's say this. Let's say cclkd. This is our address. The other address, email address we use in this company. cclkd2020 @gmail.com. phone number 09065306495. I asked you to get email validation and phone number validation. Abdurazak, I'll ask you a question when you come next. Then I click on what? So you see something happened. Let's see. It says what? Class not found exception. MySQL, the JDBC driver, the CJ.driver. Internal load are built. That there is problem somewhere. Please let me confirm these connection string. It seems it's from the connection string. Let me confirm it. Huh? Before JDBC. That's what I'm even thinking. Let me see, please. Yes, it's true. This is how it should be. Not after JDBC, but rather before JDBC. Thank you. That's why we had that error. So let's go back there. Okay, where is it? The CJ comes before the CJ.jdbc driver. Now please look up here. If the connection happens, what is going to let us know that the connection is correct? Let's have another JDBC here. I mean J option pane. Immediately after the connection within the try block, and this JDBC connection is an information, right? So let me edit this. It's going to be an information, not error. You can say successful DB connection. Successful. Is it single L? All right. We have a grammarian here. Thank you, sir. Successful DB connection. Then DB connection. Let's just say DB connection here. And the type of JDBC is not an error message, it's an information. This is an information. Do you understand what I'm doing? If it connects successfully, it will call this and let us know that it is correct. All right. Abdul Razak from Afit. Address Afit. Email address abdul@gmail.com. Can you get this email address? Is it possible? Phone number, let me put in my phone number 09065306495. Program is Java SE training. Duration 3 months. 3 months or 6 months. Then you click on what? Something is happening again. So let's check from our console terminal. You check from the top above here. It says Java lang. MySQL com.mysql .cj. Look, let me copy this connection string, so we don't waste too much time here, right? Let me copy as it is and just make use of it. Otherwise, someone is talking. Let me see, is our database correct? This, we don't even need this. Okay. This Unicode. All right. Yes. Okay. I understand what happened. Let me copy this, the whole of it, to the URL. And this is our DB. And the root. Okay. And you know, you can do this for the Jdbc driver. You can just pick everything. I think it would be good for us to just do this, so we don't waste much of time here. You know, Jdbc driver needs URL, right? Username and what? Password. So you can introduce this complete of it, right? Without you even segregating that this is that, this is this. You can remove all these number 1 to 3. So let's try this. We don't have much time actually to stay in one place like this. Let me just put in some dummy data here, and then we click. There is problem here. It says Java lang class. Oh, sorry. It's from me. The mistake is from me. From the Eclipse has changed it, the way it's recognizing things. You have to add in the driver into the project. Formerly, when you do connection, it's okay. You come to properties, come to Java build path, and you come to this path, and then you add external jar. You need to add the Jdbc driver here from external jar. You see we have the driver here. This is the driver, and then you click on apply and close. Then if you run, I forgot, you know, sometimes if you stick to what you know before, the update we are having in computing actually is more than it. Can you see now? It's connected. It says what? Successful DB connection. So let me remove what I've copied. I thought it's a problem, so I was trying to do something. Let me comment this and leave the one we have done for the first time. You understand what I did, right? Then I'll do it again. Then we continue from. This is just connection. Sorry, I'm using dummy because I don't want to waste much of time here. You see, it's telling you that it what? Let's create a mistake, kind of something deliberate, so we understand what is it, what's happening. You know, this is our DB name, student enrollment DB, right? Right? Yes. Let me remove the B, and try to connect. You know, it tells you DB not what? Database not exist, right? Because it will see that because it's not created. This I just want you to understand that any slighted mistake done, it will never connect. Can you see? Error in DB connection. It says Java SQL syntax exception unknown what? Ciao. But if you, this will work. Please, let's go down to our functionalities area. This is where we insert what? Tuples, right? Tuples insertion. Are we there? So, I think immediately after this, the validation might not be done today actually. Immediately after that, for us to do that, we need prepared statement and statements, right? We need prepared statement, and then result set and all that. Is it? So the prepared statement could be, if you want to make it global, you make it global variable from here. That is class variable from here. You now see prepared statement. Prepared statement. Sometimes I do give it PS, right? Yes. Prepared statement, result set. These are statement. These are things you use. They are variables you use for interactions with database, result, and all that. Result set, right? Arrays. Is it? If you check in here, it has employed the prepared statement. It has imported the prepared statement, and that of result set as well. Arrays. I think those are the only things we need know for now. So you come down here, and then you now write. Sorry, we need connection. Thank you. We need connection. Of course, we need connection. Connection, you can just say con. Okay. Then you go down here and start the work. Prepare statement equals connection, right? Dot what? Sorry. We call connection. Okay, prepared connection before prepared statement, right? Yeah. But then this we have kind of what we did was yes. We did connect to DB, right? Connect to DB. This prepared statement is what takes our SQL statements. But then we need to connect. We need to call the attention of the connect to DB. Okay. The pattern of how I've done it in the other one is not the same. Please, let's pick one here. You see, this is a sample. When I say this dot connection, the prepared statement, the only thing is, before I do that, I have to call the attention of, I have to invoke my what do you call the method for the connection. When I invoke it, then it will do the connection for us, and then but then for us it's just to call the connection and then prepared statement. So we can do that here. and you can do this. You can introduce the prepare statement and do this, or you do that later and put inside the prepare statement, whichever one you have. Prepare statement, we set connection dot what, the prepare statement. This is how we name the connection, actually double L. Okay, let me get it from the top there. Con with small letter. Con, the prepared statement, then your SQL statement within here. This is the simplest way of doing it. Your SQL statement here. It's okay. And the SQL statement says insert into what? Table name. What is the table name? The table name is named this. One moment. Then values. Right? The first value. I just go by this. This is the diagram, and this is what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tuples, but the last one is a date and time. So we're going to introduce 7 placeholders. 4, right? 4, is it? Yes. Then I'm going to copy 3 and paste. The remaining one. Now that now is the last one is a date. Actually, this should be within a try catch. That's why you are seeing this error. You can just it will put it for you within try catch, or you do it yourself. You can say, okay, try catch. Okay. The exception here is E2, right? The exception is going to be SQL exception. Okay, then you can now say, you can write, if you like, if you want to be using it, if you want to be, invoking it in console, you can say sysout. Okay, all right, or you throw it if you like. Sysout E2, but what? The get message, for example. So it will give you the message of the exception. All right. Okay. It's suggesting that we replace. Now, what should you say? We should replace it with. Let me put in the content of the try block. Right. It's okay. So you see now we are doing something, but whenever you want to do this, you have to call this connect to DB. Actually, I wouldn't want this to be alone as it is, like this. You should call it within here. Alright, so you know that you are calling connect to DB anytime you are doing this. But its problem is that it will try to surround, try to surround it in a different try catch. So it's okay, just leave it the way it is. Since it has been surrounded within try catch, it's alright. So now, what have we done here? We have done this statement, but we haven't passed any parameter. The first parameter should be what? Name, is it? You now say PS, but what? The set. PS.set string. They specify it is first parameter, and the first parameter is what? It's not name, it is ID, and that ID is going to be null since it is auto incremental. Okay. Second one, yes, but it's going to be null. Set string. The second one is 2, and it's going to be what? Name. Already we have name here. Okay, you need to call these things and give them their local variables, initialize them in the local variables. For example, string name equals to txt dot get text this video is going to be lengthy and I will not stop it until when I'm done. Txt name dot get text dot what dot to string, is it? Yeah. Then you're going to do, then you pick this name into where? Into here, right? That means you have captured the what? The data from then we'll have is it address? Address, is it? What is the next? Email. What should be the next? Huh? Phone. Next. Huh? Program. Next. Sorry. Okay, combo. Thank you. For combo program, it is not get text, it is get item. For all combos, you get selected item, dot what? To string. Then combo duration, right? The program duration. Duration. PS that set string. Number 3. After name, it's address, right? And the next one is what? Parameter 4. Email address. Next, parameter 5. Huh? Phone. Next, parameter 6. Program. Parameter 7. Duration. The last parameter, it has been embedded, which is dead. Then you need to execute this statement. You now say ps dot execute update, right? This is what execute this statement, and then you are done. If it is correctly done, then there should be a message that says tuple inserted correctly. Okay, so if you like, you can copy what we have done during connection to let you know that tuple has been inserted what correctly. I think this, right? You can copy this down here. Here immediately after the insertion, it says successful student enrollment. Here we are not doing DB connection, we are doing student enrollment. Okay, student enrollment, or let me put it this way: you have successfully what? Enrolled. Then this student enrollment, just student enrollment, it's okay. And this is information as well. So let's try it. Before we try, let me reduce these things, please. Immediately after this class, everybody is bound to start his or her project. Ensure that you pick this as an assignment. Do everything. Do your connection. Do your DB connection. Everything. Connect. Do whatever that it takes you to implement this, and then you start your own personal assignment. Many
7,000 please.
And the video continues. Let's just continue with this video. I don't want to stop it. But you experience this problem.
And I don't want to go in tuples.
Okay.
I don't want
I said rufi. Kasa an lalata musu wannan don su da.
Kuma ran video.
Ka wallahi ban sani ba.
Wani shiga cikin kasuwar nan ko zan dan samu.
Okay. To malam. Nagode. Alhamdulillah. All right. Let's finish. Is it Abdulrazak, right? Abdulrazak. Is it how you spell it? Let me have your full name. Muhammad. Address Kaduna. Email address. Let me give you our email address. cclkd2020@gmail.com. Phone number 0806133696902. Then it says what? But in the DB connection is correct, but there is problem in the tuple insertion. It says it cannot invoke what? Connection the prepare statement string because this con is null. Huh?
Because we didn't insert anything.
The con is null. That's what it says. Let's check. Okay. No, we're supposed to call this here, right? Sorry, let me stop this video and then we start another one. I don't know why.